All right, greetings and peace, everyone. Welcome to the Committed Relationships and Spiritual Activity YouTube show. I am your host, Neo, and I'm here to share some info with the people. Now, this information right here is not intended to be a doom and gloom piece of content at all. No, it's a piece of content that I want people to consider who have not been considering it at all, or who have been considering it. They realize something is not right. And more people are going through a spiritual and psychological awakening, realizing that something's not right, and also identifying all of those all of the variety of things that is not right. And this is information for those people also. So please relax, just listen to the information and ponder on it. And if you have any comments, then certainly go ahead and comment in the comment section, because I really do enjoy people's feedback the feedback, and just hearing their thoughts on whatever the topic is on my channel here. That's why I really encourage you all to definitely comment on any topic that you have listened to that I have here on my channel. Now, the topic is that society is on the brink of falling. Whatever I decide to go with the title. It was the title. I had the title in my head before I recorded, but it'll come back once I go ahead and start the editing process or whenever. Society really has started its fall probably some decade or more before, like 20, 30 years ago, a long time ago. And these things that are going on now, there's some things that's not new. It's just that some things are more prevalent now than ever before, and some things really are new, as far as new things that are falling apart and things that sound completely unnatural and completely awkward. One example is this trans agenda. I call it the trans agenda, TRAN agenda, not transgender, but trans agenda. And the trans agenda has been going on for more than, well, I'll say at least 20 years, maybe longer. And it's just that now it's more prevalent and it's put in the open, letting people know what, actually hinting to people what has been going on for years. But people are now more open to admit the transgender situation, that they are a transgender. And I was considering going to do a new video completely explaining the situation, because people need to know this too, because this is some really airy stuff that I already sensed years ago, but I just never really sat down and analyzed it. And I've been analyzing certain members of my family, and I see what's going on. And I just got a confirmation yesterday after watching a YouTube video that confirmed exactly my feelings about what's going on with this trans agenda. And it was more information, and I'll talk about that in another one. So that's not new. The other thing is relationships. The more dysfunctional relationships, the families nowadays are completely dysfunctional, even more. That's not new, but it's new as far as it's more prevalent throughout the world, regardless of race, regardless of culture, regardless of religion, and regardless of celebrity status, regardless of financial status. There still are dysfunctional families, and there's very few to no family that is really properly together and committed together in meaningful relationships. because a lot of people, as I say in a lot of my previous videos, that people have dysfunctional minds, and that those dysfunctional minds with the toxic mind creates toxic relationships and sabotaging relationships. Things, I mean, that gets people to behave in sabotaging ways. So there's very little to no proper functioning of relationships with people in general, but as far as the families, the parents, they had their children prematurely as far as psychologically, and they're not mature. They're still immature. There's a lot of immature 40-year-olds, even 50s, 60s, and 60-year-old parents that's still immature. So nowadays, maturity does not come with age with the majority of the masses of people. There are now only pockets of individuals where maturity comes with age. But that old adage, that's pretty much out of the window, because back in the day, it used to be the adage and it used to be true. But the controllers of our society and world societies, they have been working overtime to make sure that families stay dysfunctional, that relationships stay dysfunctional, and that people just stay lost. They don't want people to continue with this awakening, because the more people that awaken, the less control that the society influencers have, because they're losing control. So they're running rampant, running around trying to figure out every little thing they can do to keep people asleep. That includes with TV shows, movies, magazines, definitely music. They put a whole lot of stupid, obnoxious, stupid music to keep people subliminally mind controlled. And it's working to a certain degree, but to some people, they have awakened so much that none of that stuff really makes a difference. And that's a good thing, actually, for the awakening people. But for the ones that are supposed to be awake by now, that are still asleep, that's not a good thing at all. So, but everybody that's awakened now and they see what's going on and they're protecting themselves, they were supposed to be awakened. It was meant for them to be awakened. I'm one of the awakened ones, as you can see by my previous information that I've been sharing with you guys. A lot of completely unconventional information. Some of it is completely unconventional and nobody has heard it before, or at least not many people have heard it before, especially the family trap information that I shared in my family trap video. That one might sound extremely weird to a lot of people, but those people who have been awakening, they need to hear that, and they need to understand that there's certain family members that they have to detach from psychologically and emotionally. You can respect them and still hang around with them every so often, but however, you have to avoid allowing yourself to have an unhealthy attachment to your toxic family members who have toxic minds, creating toxic relationships and situations. So you have to be consistently aware of that. And if you have not heard that video or seen that video yet, definitely go back. You can check out that on my home page at my YouTube channel, and then go to the I have a playlist, a trap playlist. I forgot what I called it. Societal trap or psychological trap, something like that. It's a playlist, so go check that playlist out. And I put that family trap video at the top on purpose, so you can check that video out. And so overall, this society that we live in, that includes the religions, that includes the public schools, that includes the entertainment industry, the sports industry, and certainly the money. All of it is part of the societal building that is falling apart. It is decaying. And the thing to do is to not try to keep it up and to not help build it as far as the people of the society. And just as Morpheus said in the Matrix, there's going to be people who are tied to the Matrix who love it, and they will fight to the death to keep it going. Those individuals, as far as versus us awakened ones, we must leave those individuals alone. Do not try to wake them up. Do not try to tell them anything different, because it's just like you when you're sleeping 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, and you're not supposed to get up till about 9. You certainly do not want anybody coming in your room talking about, wake up, time to wake up. Society is doing this is going on. No, you do not want to do that. You want to let people live the way that they want to live. Then if they start asking questions, give them information briefly and gradually. Do not come with a ton of information, because a ton of information is not ready. Most people are not ready for all of this new information. So you only want to wait for those who ask for more information and who are already speaking higher consciousness. Who are already speaking higher consciousness. So you got to be really aware of that. And it's going to be more and more chaos. That's what I definitely want to warn you guys. It's going to be more and more chaos around this world. And that's why for you single people who are without children, you better start looking around and paying attention to what's going on and really reconsider if you want to have children. Because I'm telling you, as I said in one of my other videos about me being single, I got one on my computer that is to be uploaded. As of now, it hasn't been uploaded yet. That's my plan, to get that edited and get that up. But as I said there, that it's a good thing to be single without children, because you have a lot less burden on yourself that you have to worry about. Especially considering the schooling systems, you have the people bullying, and you have a whole lot of other stuff. So now is the time, as far as the single people without children, to more than ever focus on your personal development and getting your mind right, getting stable, and understanding your mind and what your ego is, how both of them functions, and how to utilize your mind. Because this is the time of chaos, that if you don't have a stable mind that is of mental clarity, and have a heightened awareness, and have some sort of heightened intelligence, and you have increased your intuition perception, because all of us have access to our intuition. It's just that some of us perceive it more than others, and much more effectively and easily. Mine has been heightened for many years now, even more now, because I've been programming my mind to believe even more in my intuition, and to understand my intuition. These are the times to have heightened intuition, certainly, because it's going to be a lot of chaos in this world, especially when people realize that money system is going to collapse. That's why I'm relaxed about being rich and wealthy, knowing that this stuff is about to fall. Definitely, this society is about to fall, and more people are realizing that religion is not for them. That's what I want to display too, that there's more people who are giving up on religion. And then the societal influencers, I call them influencers because they just influence the people's minds. They don't control their minds, they just influence it. Once you recognize what's going on about their mind control, it doesn't have an effect on you at all. So they're influencers. So once they realize now that people are awakening to the schemes of religion, and they're leaving religion, which is a good thing. So they're doing what they can to pump more religion into people's minds by pumping the information up into TV shows, music, and movies even more. And if you think about it, guess what religion they pump the most? Just think about it. Christianity. Yeah, and Christianity, as far as here in America, Christianity is the number one religion that is pumped throughout the media. Now, why is that? If this is a free world and everybody's equal, why are you pumping Christianity so much into people's face? When you see on the TV, you see Christianity more than anything. You don't see Muslims with their religion showing different things on a religion. You don't see Muslim shows. If you do, you'll see them in little pockets. You don't see Buddhism. You don't see a variety of religious material, religious content on TV, public TV for everybody to see, cable, satellite, or whatever. You see predominantly Christianity. And Christianity, as Dr. Phil Valentine says, Christianity is the biggest insanity. And only people who are awakening to that really understand what I mean. I used to be in Christianity and I did not know what was going on until after I got out of it. And as I was getting to come out of it, more and more stuff started to feel weird about this Christianity stuff. So now I see what's going on. So it's really just a lot of chaos. So now I just wanted to go ahead and alert people of that, giving them something to think about, and tell them that now is the time to not really focus so much on your career until you really understand what's going on. Because some people, I'm telling you this, but I'm gonna end it off with this. Some of you people are going to be working so hard on your career, so hard to be rich and wealthy, that once you do get to the point that you want to get at or even near it, some of you, that is exactly when everything, if not everything, the majority of the society will completely collapse. If not collapse, it's going to do a flip and do something totally different. And you can be like, oh my God, I did all of that work and now that shit is worthless. So that's why it's good to really understand this information before you decide to go ahead and do anything where you have to depend on the society in one way or another, including the money system. So you have to really think about that. That's why for me, I'm okay with living a simple life, relaxed, and I have my sanity, and I'm able to perceive what's going on around me in this society and continue to study and to keep my mind right so I can stay open for this new spiritual information to come through through me, and also just overall just be alert and ready for these changes. Oh, the other thing is I want to mention that the weather too, you can tell that something is changing because of the damn weather. And I got to tell you that there's no more seasons anymore. I know it might sound weird, but there's no more seasons on planet Earth. There's no more seasons. There's no more fall. There's no more winter. Right now it's just straight summer. And the societal influencers that are in control of the world governments, they have those stupid airplanes in the sky creating the different weathers. And this snow here in New York and on the East Coast and up north, that's all fake snow. If people really know how to know the difference from years ago, the real snow used to be heavy, wet snow. Right now, this is fake snow. And if you have your heightened intuition, you can tell that this is fake. And this is a fake winter that we have here on the East Coast. It's completely fake. Just like yesterday, I was sitting there looking out the window, and the energy, because I identify with energy, I can feel it and I can sense it and I can read it. The energy that we have over here yesterday, the energy yesterday was the same energy as a spring day here in New York. It's the same energy. The sky was the same. The only thing that was different was that there was snow on the ground. But other than that, it was the same energy in the atmosphere as a spring day. And if they didn't have any of the chemtrails and whatever else they're doing to keep the temperature so low and cold, if they didn't have that, it would really feel like a spring day to everybody else. But me, intuitively and energetically, I know that this is fake weather that they're creating. There's no more God or whoever creating the weather. And if you really are on a high advanced psychological level, knowing how to control your mind, the weather is up for grabs now. The weather is up for grabs. If you know how to change this weather with your mind, it is possible. I'll just say it is possible. And I'm not going to say anything about that. But controlling the weather, it is possible. And just think about, another example. It's January and December. It should not be 50 and 60 degrees here in New York during December and January. 60 degrees with no snow on the ground. But then the next day you have you have these chemtrails, and they work overnight. That's what's going on too. That's the thing that I was noticing throughout the night, because I sit there and I look at the sky, and when you can tell the difference when the sky is orange at night. That's when they're working overtime to create weather for the next day. That's all it is. It's a computer program not a computer program. I'll just say it's a system that's creating this weather. So it's like when we have these 60 degree days, that's just a hint of our normal weather of what it really is. And the normal weather, what it really is, it's like 90 plus degrees, but they don't want to show people that. So that's why they'll work overtime overnight to bring these snowstorms. Go ahead and check it out for yourself. Look at the sky at night. The sky should not be orange. It should not be highlight orange. And then look at it when it's clear at night, clear skies. It's like a dark blue or just black sky. That's the clear sky, the real sky. But then when it's orange, a highlight orange at night, it's not like you can see the highlight orange is so bright that it's bringing light into your home when your lights are off, to where it's so bright that you don't really need the lights. That's why sometimes I walk around my house without the lights, because I can see. I can see at night because of that highlight orange sky. It's some weird, creepy stuff. And I'm going to talk about some more creepy stuff, especially with this trans agenda. Some of y'all are going to be like, what? But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Thank you very much. Do like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to hear more information like this, and also especially relationship information. Definitely hit the subscribe button and the bell button so that you can get email updates. If you want to send me an email, you can send that at committedrelationships@gmail.com. That is my relationship information email. Other than that, the spiritual information and anything else non-relationships, make sure you send it at neooneness@gmail.com. I'll put that in the description also. If not, then it is spelled neooneness@gmail.com. Thank you, and until next time.